Thank you for staying with us here, everybody. It's the 2025 PIT live here from Churchland High School on WGNT, and joined now once again by Matt Hatfield, who's been doing the play-by-play for all the games. And Matt, wow, 94-93, down to the wire, another one, but we were talking off camera, that was probably the best game of the tournament we just saw.
Mark, if you love sports and like basketball like we do, how do you not enjoy that basketball game? You had 16 lead changes, 15 ties, you get a total of 22 made threes in it. RJ Felton, my goodness, you got a chance to chat with him. He was unconscious in that entire first half, hit his first 5 threes, and think about this, Mark, to begin this tournament, 16 of 22 from the floor, 9 of 11 from 3, that's video game-like stuff. We were talking with Shammond Williams earlier, former NBA guard, UNC's great, who was ACC tournament MVP, and he talked about how he's continuing to get better. He's making the most of his opportunity. It's a success story to come out of here and do what he's doing. It's something that you love. And Sean Padula, ice water in the veins.
Well, and we talked about Felton, 19 first half points, and like you mentioned, we were just talking to him over here a little bit off to the side, and he very level-headed, very in tune with what he wants to do, very focused, said, hey, I came out here, this is all about the work I put in and showing on the right stage.
When you play in the fiercest conference in college basketball in the country, the SEC, like he did, made that transition from Virginia Tech to Ole Miss, you have those rugged games against the Arkansas, the Alabamas, the Texas A&Ms, you're used to those high-pressure, big moments, and he had a game winner against Arkansas in the SEC tournament. He helped Ole Miss avoid disaster against UNC. They got to the Sweet 16, and he's come out here in pressure-packed moments, and now he's got a chance to go win a championship in front of the big crowd on Saturday night.
Now let's talk about this game that we have upcoming here, Matt. We saw Jani-King deliver the only blowout so far of the tournament that we've seen. They're about to take the court again. What do you like about this matchup coming up here?
I think you have versatility all over the floor. You know, Nelly Jr. Joseph is a name we've talked about from New Mexico, who's really thrived. There's so many quality big men, but you wonder about him. You know, the Umar Balos, the Samson Johnson from two-time national champion UConn. But he's a player that's really starting to show what he's made of. Think about this. He got a chance to play for Rick Pitino and then his son Richard Pitino. So he's gotten the tongue lashings, but also the tutoring, the mentorship that's helped him elevate. Now he has a chance to shine, and he could be the difference maker in this game tonight.
We also saw Igor Milicic Jr., a former Cavalier who went to Tennessee. Last night, I thought he excelled pretty well out here during their win. What do you see from him tonight? Can you follow that up? And were you impressed with him as I was last night?
I was, because I think with Igor, it's not about getting a high volume of shots, making the most of your shots and your chances, similar to what we've talked about with Padula and RJ Felton. A game like this could go down to the wire. We just saw Jani-King last night put on a show. They were unstoppable in their game, so I'm curious to see what we get from some others in this game, the supporting cast guys, who comes off the bench. McMillan from Texas Tech was fantastic in this game, as Robert Jones walks right behind us from Norfolk State. Behold the green and gold, he's in the house. But this should be a fun one, especially if we get that transition pace that we had in the first half of the last game. It could really set up for an epic showdown Saturday night for the championship.
If you're watching at home or here, watch what some of these guys do away from the ball. That might be the most impressive thing, how they move away from the ball, imposing their physicality and really trying to get the open shot and move, and how they work this game.
And then also the communication, Mark, to follow that up on defense, because there's a lot of different switches. They're learning that, because sometimes the terminology and the systems, obviously it is when you get to the NBA or professional level, it's different from what you got in college. And remember, so many of these players, of the 64 players that are in this event, 44 have been on different colleges, so they're getting used to different teammates yet again. When you get to the pros, it's different teammates all the time.
That's still an incredible stat to me, that about 2/3 have been on multiple schools, but definitely the way of college basketball now. Matt, you're right. Thanks very much for joining with us. We have one more game tonight here on night 3. It's Portsmouth Sports Club. It's Jani-King. They're going for a spot in the championship game, and it's coming right on the other side of this break, right here on WGNT. Stay right there. We are coming right back after this.
Welcome back to the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament on WGNT 27. Sponsored by the Auto Connection.
And we welcome you back to our coverage of the 71st Annual Portsmouth Invitational Tournament. We got a game coming up here with Portsmouth Sports Club and Jani-King in the semifinals alongside Matt Jones. It's Matt Hatfield here. Before we dig in on this matchup here, Matt, your thoughts of the one you watched unfold with Portsmouth Partnership and K&D Rail Landscaping, 94-93, a heck of a ball game.
High-level basketball game. Lots of ball movement, lots of shot making, lots of guys competing. A lot of fun to watch for the fans here.
And it was led by, of course, the 25 points in defeat from R.J. Felton, who put on a show in that first half. 5 of 5 from 3, opened up this tournament, making 9 of his first 11 three-pointers to have 41 points through a game and a half. But Sean Padula in crunch time, 22 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. There was also 5 others in double figures with 15 points from Zach Fremantle from Xavier, who fouled out, 12 points from Belmont's Jonathan Pierre, 11 points from Arkansas's Jonas Adu, 13 points from Gonzaga's Nolan Hickman, and Nate Santos is always quiet yet consistent. He of Dayton, 12 points, 3 of 7 from long distance. As we look forward to this matchup here with Jani-King and Portsmouth Sports Club. Last night, Matt, it was quite an offensive display for Jani-King. They scored 111 points. 18 threes went down for them with 7 players hitting for double figures. The only one that didn't hit for double figures was Igor Milicic, but he didn't have a bad game with 9 points.
All-around offense on that team. Curtis Jones, a player I really enjoy playing, had a great year for Iowa State. Shot maker. A lot of buzz down there talking to some of the NBA people about what this, the type of year he had. And
that is Portsmouth Sports Club. They beat Roger Brown's 81-75. It was a 22-point effort on 7 of 11 shooting, 4 of 7 from three-point territory for Chance McMillan of Texas Tech fame. Joe Bamisell, who grew up in the Chesterfield area in Virginia, right around Richmond, 15 points, 3 of 6 from long distance, 7 rebounds. He of VCU fame, and he's a guy that if you look at some of these numbers that are shown, the metrics in terms of verticality, wingspan, length, he's off the charts with some of those things, isn't he?
Without a doubt. Lots to like there, lots of things that the NBA people are looking for with length, athleticism, showing some versatility. Definitely got to watch in this game.
So we have the starting lineups coming your way here shortly. Portsmouth Sports Club versus Jani-King. Winner of this one move on to Saturday's championship game at 7 o'clock Eastern against K&D Rounds Landscaping, who escaped 94-93 in a heck of a classic that featured 16 lead changes and 15 ties. The loser of this one will take on Portsmouth Partnership in the third place game at 5 o'clock Eastern. We have the matchup set otherwise in terms of the 5th place games and the 7th place games, and they will feature the likes of Norfolk Sports Club in action. In the 7th place game, Sales Systems in action, and
and we'll get to some of those matchups coming up as we move it along here. But the PIT so far, we've got 7 games in the books. Any early takeaways, Matt, from, I guess we can say more than early takeaways because we're more than halfway through from what you've witnessed here, night 3 in?
For me, I've really enjoyed just the level of competition. I think with the changing landscape of college basketball and just how the NBA works now, all these teams are here looking for a second-round steal who can, they can take in the draft or they can take as an undrafted guy who has a chance to contribute right away. If you look at a lot of the best teams in the NBA right now, playoff-type teams, they all have a guy that they stole in the second round or was an undrafted guy who's a rotation guy where, you might be able to get him on a little less money with the type of NBA money that's being thrown around the NBA right now. So for me, I just love the level of competition because it always means something, PIT does, but I think with where things are with the NBA right now, you can really, elevate your stock and change your life here over a 3-day period.
You certainly can, as we spoke a little bit about that with one of the guys that did just that. It's Shammond Williams, who joined us in our last broadcast. He of UNC fame, who was one of the 7 players chosen in the 1998 NBA draft who cut their teeth at the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament. The list of greats, it's just limitless when you think of the Scottie Pippens, the Rick Barrys, the Earl the Pearl Monroes, the John Stocktons, the Jimmy Butlers, the Derek Whites. And we have the starting lineups for you. For Jani-King tonight, they'll be starting the likes of Stephen Ashworth. He's a 6'1" guard wearing number 5 from Creighton out of Alpine, Utah. He turns 25 coming up on May the 1st. You also have number 11, 6'4" guard Curtis Jones. He of Iowa State out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Averaged 17.4 points per game for the Cyclones this past season. Igor Milicic Jr., 6'10" forward, 225 pounds, native of Croatia. Milicic wearing number 20, part of Tennessee's back-to-back Elite 8 runs. Number 23, Alabama 6'4" guard Chris Youngblood, who started out at Kennesaw State for 3 seasons, 1 at USF, and then finished up at Alabama for Nate Oates and the Crimson Tide, who made their second straight Elite 8 appearance. Youngblood out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And number 32, 6'10" center Nelly Jr. Joseph, born in Nigeria and finished up his college career at New Mexico for Richard Pitino. And then our lineup that comes your way now for Portsmouth Sports Club. Number 4, Chucky Hepburn, a 6'2" guard from Louisville. Out of Omaha, Nebraska. Number 11, Adama Alpha Ball of Santa Clara, 6'7" guard. Out of France, number 14, Chance McMillan, a 6'3" guard from Texas Tech out of California. Ball wearing 11, Hepburn wearing 4, McMillan wearing 14. And the last 2 starters, number 20, Cameron Matthews, a 6'7" forward from Mississippi State out of Olive Branch, Mississippi. And number 25, Moussa Cisse, 7' tall center from Guinea, who finished up his college career playing for the Memphis Tigers. Matt Hatfield with you alongside Daniel Sokolovsky, who now joins us, and Matt Jones. It is the 71st annual Portsmouth Invitational Basketball Tournament, and it's the semifinal game here on this Friday night. Should be an awful lot of fun as we are ready for action here from Portsmouth as Daniel jumps in. Daniel, my goodness, what a semifinal we just watched here. As that was the best game of the tournament, but we're going to hold you to it. This one's going to be even better, isn't it?
As a high bar to meet, let's say. There's probably a few 2 ways that we just saw on the court. The level of talent was tremendous, the level of competition, the intensity. I really hope we can rival or exceed that in this matchup.
We can only hope, absolutely. I mean, if we don't have hope, what do we have? But that was some basketball game at the PIT.
Welcome. Center from New Mexico, number 32.
Starters are being introduced here. What are you looking forward to in this matchup, semifinal here Friday after the game that just concluded with K&D Reynolds with the 94-93 of the Portsmouth partnership? It's going to be hard also for Jani-King to top the 111 points they scored last night.
I mean, they have the personnel to do it. They got some tremendous firepower and guys like Chris Youngblood, Curtis Jones, double-digit scores in some of the best programs in the country. Then you have great connectors and role players like Igor Milicic did his part to an Elite 8 team in Tennessee. They really have a nice group.
Portsmouth Sports Club, coached by Charles Thomas. He is the head basketball coach at Western Branch High in Chesapeake. Greg Frost, head coach at Deep Creek High School in Chesapeake. And Dexter Pittman, who played some college hoops for the Texas Longhorns. I'll give you that hook 'em horn sign.
That's a throwback.
What's that?
Dexter Pittman's quite the throwback.
Yeah, for sure. And for Jani-King, they're coached by Mike Holland, who's the current head basketball coach of the Church of Truckers. He and I already have something on the line. I told him he's always rocking that the dew of that little liquid drink he's got. So I told him he's got to take a picture with me and douse me with the dew if they win the championship. He's a Christopher Newport University legend from back in the day. Roland Ross, who's a longtime assistant for the captains of CNU, coached Mike Holland and also coaches with John Krikorian and helped them win a Division III national championship. And Takara Ross coaching with Roland Ross and Mike Holland as well. Our officials for tonight's game will feature Michael Price, Gerda Gatling, and Jason Albanza. Michael Price, all of you out there that have been tuning in through Prep Spin and WGNT TV in Hampton Roads, and our live looking earlier tonight on NBA TV as well. Matt Jones, Matt Hatfield, Daniel Sokolowski here with you. Want to shout out our entire team, William Warfield from Prep Spin, Joe Allen on camera. There's William in the truck giving us a thumbs up. Joe Allen, our camera guy, who's been braving all the scouts bumping into him all week long. And Mark Davis down on the floor, Rob Burlingame, and the hardworking camera crew as well. It's been a collaborative effort as we are almost 75% of the way through this thing. Great to see technology allowing folks to interact with us and check into the action locally, statewide, nationally, and globally. There's our man Joe giving us a point there to the camera. Matt, this thing just continues to blossom every year, and it's just a great way to connect, and basketball touches so many lives.
You see people here from all around the globe. I think it's cool, local fans showing up, but then, you're shaking hands with people from all corners of the globe, all brought together by this great game.
It's going to be Jani-King rocking the blue uniforms, Portsmouth Sport Club in the white jerseys, as we are ready for some basketball tonight on Friday night in April, Easter weekend. 4 more games coming your way on Championship Saturday from the 71st annual PIT. 64 of the top college basketball seniors in America showcasing their talents in front of the scouts, evaluators, general managers, and agents in the world of basketball. Tip's going to be controlled by Portsmouth Sports Club in the white unis. Chucky Hepburn has it. Being defended by Ashworth. He's going to throw it above the head of Cisse and out of bounds, so a quick turnover to start this game. Inbound to now for Jani-King as it's Milicic putting it into play. Ashworth changing hands with the dribble. Curtis Jones. Youngblood down low to Nelly Jr. Joseph. Big man matchup with 6'10", being guarded by the 7-foot Cisse. Head fake move, and he's going to draw the foul. Real patient play there from Nelly Jr. Joseph.
2 physical specimens going at it on the block.
Got him off the ground with the shot fake. It's interesting, Portsmouth had Musa Cisse out there a little bit aggressive on the ball screen. Out there swiping at Stephen Ashworth with the ball. See if they do that for the rest of the quarter.
So at the line now, Nelly Jr. Joseph averaged a double-double of 14.2 points, 11 rebounds per game on 56.4% shooting for the Lobos of New Mexico this past season on their way to the round of 32. Career 62.2% foul shooter. And he knocks down a pair here. 500 career offensive rebounds and 244 career blocks. He scores the game's first 2 points from the charity stripe. Joe Bamisol with the rock. Throws it across the way near the bench of Portsmouth Sports Club, and that 3-point attempt won't go down. Adama off a ball, now defending the dribbler and Jones. Turnaround shot is good. First field goal courtesy of Curtis Jones, the 6'4" guard from Iowa State. Really shone in the Big 12 quarterfinals, 31 points in that loss to BYU. He also had 26 points in the round of 32 in the NCAA tournament versus Ole Miss. Long range attempt won't go down. Rebound for Youngblood as the men in blue for Jani-King on the move. Oh, what a nice find to Milicic, and he flushes it down.
A happy accident with a hell of a pass.
So Jani-King's come out ready to play. They have a 6-point lead. Hepburn hesitated, goes underneath nice for the layup. They're going to say a turnover. Stepped over the end line. We watch it again here. Look at that feed from Ashworth, and then Nelly Jr. Joseph to Milicic.
He eyes him the whole way. He found that.
Ashworth was number 8 in the nation in assists per game this year, 6.8 per contest. Backing down against him is Hepburn, who started at Louisville this year after playing prior to that with the Wisconsin Badgers in the Big Ten. 12 on the shot clock. Hepburn sees the double team come over, and Nelly Jr. Joseph. Tell you what, he's doing so many heady things right now at both ends of the floor, Matt.
Well-rounded player. Came out with good energy here. Contribute on both ends, and some of those things he's contributing don't always show up in the stat sheet.
There have been some surprises from outside the Power 5, or whatever they call now, the Power 4 conference. As we think back to a year ago, a guy like Enrique Freeman from Akron. Maybe Nelly Jr. Joseph is one of those surprises this year. Certainly R.J. Felton made some noise in our last game, along with Sean Padula from Ole Miss. Felton, who started for East Carolina, as that shot was sent away with just under 8 minutes to go in our first quarter. Youngblood inbounding it. In blue for Jani-King. Three-point shot is dialed up from Curtis Jones as he connects from way downtown. 71 at Iowa State, but my goodness, his three-point ability, 88 makes in his final season with the Cyclones from long distance. And Jones adapting to a different kind of role here as he gets ready for his professional journey. A little step back from Milicic. His three won't go down. Rebounded by Adama Alpha-Ball. And now on the move, Portsmouth Sports Club trailing by 7. Bamisile looking to back down. He'll kick it on the skip. It's Kentucky's Andrew Carr who just checked in. He won't connect on his first field goal try. Ashworth gets rid of it. Here's Jones for 3 again, and that one's going to rim out. Long rebound to Hepburn. Hepburn now gets it to Andrew Carr.
Nice pass.
And there's the lob and the flush. Musa Cisse, he's always hunting those on the alley-oops, and they lob it ahead to him, and the 7-foot big fella is able to flush it down.
It's got that Jalen Duren frame. It's like the Pistons center.
Pistons in action this weekend in the NBA playoffs against the New York Knicks.
It's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be a very physical contest.
Corner 3 from Curtis Jones, who's putting them up from the perimeter in this one. He's now got 8 of the 12 points for Jani-King. Eastern playoffs will be set after tonight. We've got 3 series already set with Boston the 2 hosting Orlando the 7. Straightaway 3 won't go down for Ball. The 4-5 matchup with Indiana having home court against Milwaukee, and the 3-6 with the Knicks hosting the Pistons. The best 4-7. There's a jam. It's going to be good for Milicic. Count it plus the foul. The West Series featuring, you still see who Oklahoma City the 1 gets, but 4-5 of Nuggets hosting Clippers, Denver hosting LA. There's Ashworth up ahead, and Milicic throwing it down. The Lakers the 3 hosting Minnesota, the T-Wolves the 6, and Golden State the 7 traveling to Houston the 2. We've got a timeout on the floor. 5:45 left in this first quarter. Jani-King's up by 10. You're watching the 71st annual PIT.
Welcome back to the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament on WGNT 27. Sponsored by the Auto Connection.
You're watching exclusive coverage of the 71st Annual PIT from Churchland High School alongside Matt Jones and Daniel Sokolovsky. Matt Hatfield here with you. You can catch the action in Hampton Roads on WGNT TV, and also give us a follow on the X on Twitter. Some call it X, some call it Twitter. Prepspin, that's PREPSPIN. Games available for there, and also go.prepspin.com. Early impressions, guys. I'll start with you, Matt.
Curtis Jones coming out knocking down shots. You don't score 15 points a game in the Big 12 for a top 10 team all season without that type of spurt ability. So it'll be interesting to see what they do versus him defensively.
And Daniel, does Portsmouth Sports Club have a guy that can lock him down for a stretch in this game if it comes down to that, perhaps?
That's the big question. The Chucky Hepburn might be a little too short to contest some of those jump shots. They have a few wings like Bamasil and Timberlake who can give it a shot. Alpha Ball has been in this role for Santa Clara, but it's also Stephen Ashworth distributing the ball beautifully, playing with his head up and pitching it ahead, creating some easy opportunities for them. So there's a lot to stop on the other end.
You mentioned Earl Timberlake. He's number 15, getting ready to check in along with number 14, Chance McMillan, and number 20, Cameron Matthews at the scorer's table. There's a straightaway three. That's money for Kentucky's Andrew Carr. Big Blue Nation loving that. 15-7. Jani-King on top, and McMillan, who played at Texas Tech, Timberlake, who played at Bryant, and Matthews, who played at Mississippi State, will try to give the boys in white from Portsmouth Sports Club a jolt as well when they come in. Lob down low to Nelly Jr. Joseph. Out of his reach. It's going to be collected by Adama Alpha Ball now from Santa Clara. Bamasil kicks it out to him. Pump fake. Middlesex bid on it, and now curling through. The shot is missed underneath by Carr. The follow, however, is good for Musa Cisa. (15-9). Three ball for Milicic, no good. Rebounded by Bamasil. Joe coming off a 15.7 rebound performance last night in the first game for Portsmouth Sports Club. A little bit out of control there, but he's able to draw the foul. With 4.5 minutes even on the first quarter clock. A trio of subs for Jani-King now, as they will bring in 6'4" guard wearing number 10 Bez and Beg from Yale, along with number 14 Gabe Madsen, 6'5" guard from Utah, and number 21 St. Thomas, the 6'7" forward from USC.
I wonder when the last time there was two players from one Ivy League school in the Portsmouth in the PIT.
That is pretty rare. We saw John Polikitis earlier from Yale, and Bez and Bang, who was a three-time Ivy League Defensive Player of the Year with 3 triple-doubles this season. Hepburn working on and Bang. Fall away won't count anyway because this hits a shot clock violation. There's that great
right on cue.
Bang.
Right on cue.
He doesn't look physically imposing as a guard, but he knows how to defend. And if you're going to Yale, you got to have some smarts, that's for sure. Helped the Bulldogs make back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances. They knocked off Auburn in 2024, fell to Texas A&M this year. It's the ball screen, goes away from it from Nelly Jr. Joseph. Trying to get the poke away was Musa Cisse. Really a travel from St. Thomas, and now the head fake move from Nelly Jr. Joseph. Fall away, no good. Rebounded by Cisse. As we have 3.5 minutes to go in our opening frame. Hepburn gets it back on the handoff between the legs of the dribble. Long three-pointer for him will pop out. Rebound comes to Madsen. Dove for it. St. Thomas will officially get it. And now Madsen, the all-time three-point leader at Utah, gets rid of it. And he'll continue to run and hunt for 3 opportunities. And there's Chris Youngblood, not bashful about threes, but he can't get one off. It'll be a moving screen. Youngblood, who hit 329 career threes, wanting to get involved on the three-point act, as going back to the scores table is Andrew Carr. And Musa Cisse will take a seat.
Youngblood, a significant contributor to that historic Bama game. They reigned an NCAA record number of threes in that Elite Eight game. 25 might have been.
That was a heck of a game with them and BYU. And of course, Mr. Demon expected to hear his name called early in the upcoming NBA draft. McMillan has the basketball.
There's that defense again from Bang.
Andrew Carr can't muscle his way through for 2, and Nelly Jr. Joseph comes away with it. It's Jani-King up by 6 as we've hit under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Runner off the glass is good for Bez and Bang. Last night he had 17 points on 6 of 10, shooting 3 of 5 from deep. The question mark for him was the outside shooting, just 30.6% in terms of career threes. Offensive foul, 30.6% from 3 in his career with 109 and below. He's got some ability on the offensive end too. Bang getting a screen, but it's a moving screen from Millie Jr. Joseph. Wasn't set for that one.
Referee setting a clear tone here about how they're going to officiate screens, so maybe a little bit of adjustment, especially with the bigs here, making sure they're set and guards waiting to use them, and just going back to some of the really simple aspects of the game.
In terms of those adjustments, is it made player-wise, coach-wise, hand in hand?
Hand in hand, I think it takes everybody. Everyone's got to be on the same page. Coach can communicate it, but players got to be reminding each other. Players got to, actually execute what coach is asking.
Behind the back dribble for McMillan. It's deflected. Shot clock will sound before the three-pointer can be uncorked from Cameron Matthews. State. And it remains an 8-point deficit. Jani-King on top. Scoring drought here. As they have not gotten the scoring column since the 4:52 mark on the Cisse jumper. And Bang gets rid of it over to Curtis Jones, who came out hot. 8 of the first 12. Here's a 3 from Bang, rebounded by Carr. Past the time when it's McMillan.
Mismatch down low.
Matthews can't get it to Carr, and instead it'll be a dunk, and it's going back the other way. Offensive foul. How many offensive fouls and giveaways have we had so far in this game? I believe that's the 9th turnover of the game, and it's the 6th on Portsmouth Sports Club.
Another adjustment has to be made. Waiting on screens, being smart with the seal there. It was a great idea to seal the man off, but you got to make sure you understand how the game is being called.
Yeah, Carr had the right idea. He was being fronted, so it became a double screen, and that's why his teammate had to run way to the basket, but a little bit of an extra push, the ref signals it the other way.
Guys, we brought it up on Thursday about the teams that lost that first game as the three-point shot is off the mark for Jones, the rebound for McMillan, which was Sales Systems by 1 to K&D rounds. They played the 3:15 afternoon game. They win by 10 against Norfolk Sports Club. Is there an edge from Friday night, the last game, you play the game before it and you play championship Saturday, or is it not that big a deal because you have the whole almost 24-hour turnaround as opposed to the quick bang-bang early afternoon turnaround? What's your feeling on that?
I would say it's a player-to-player situation because some of these guys are in a little bit better shape than others, and obviously it's also a player preference. Some guys really need their rest. Some guys, let's stay hooping. So I'd say it's more of a player-to-player thing.
Cameron Matthews gets the and one, so he's headed to the free throw line. Cameron Matthews starting to get his fingerprints in on this one. Just under known as a rugged four-man, and for Portsmouth Sports Club, they need some rugged play down low to chip away at this deficit.
Rugged is a great description when you watch him bang down there.
Free throw's going to be short, rebounded by Milicic for Jani-King. And Bang, step back 3, it's short, rebounded underneath by Portsmouth Sports Club with Bamasil. Well-traveled guard with the leaping ability. Steal here for Madsen and company. Bamasil, who started out at Virginia Tech, then went to George Washington, then Oklahoma before his final 2 seasons at VCU. It's just a shade over 1,500 points and nearly 500 rebounds to go with 104 career steals. Down to 6 on the clock.
Good find.
And at the horn, it's drained. Well, right before the horn, 2.9 seconds. Yep. The shot clock horn exactly. Igor Milicic. And there's the horn as that runner won't go for Earl Timberlake. 1 quarter in the books. Jani-King 20, Portsmouth Sports Club 11, and Igor Milicic has 8 points. Rocky Top, rejoice. Second quarter coming your way from the PIT.
Welcome back to the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament on WGNT 27. Sponsored by the Auto Connection.
6 turnovers in the last 4:52 of the opening period. Which finds itself in a 22-11 hole against Jani-King, and the IT from Churchton High School. Winner here will take on K&D Rounds Landscaping, which escaped with a 94-93 win in a back-and-forth thriller with Portsmouth partnership again that saw 16 lead changes and 15 ties. Underneath, waiting for it and delivering it is Musa Cisse, the Duck. He's from Memphis for Portsmouth Sports Club alongside Matt Jones and Daniel Sokolowski. Matt Hefford here with you. Shot fake from Igor Milicic, and he tried to get the answer. That would have got the crowd really on its feet.
Above the rim play. Played a key role for this Tennessee Elite 8 team as a connector. They had Zakai Ziegler running the show. And
I think some people might have, unless you follow Tennessee and the SEC closely, you think of those headliners like Chaz Lanier and Zakai Ziegler, but certainly Milicic has game, and we've watched Shemai Meshach show his defensive prowess in this event as Milicic goes to the free throw line. He didn't start out his college career with the Volunteers, however, as he played his first season at UVA, 2 at Charlotte, and then 1 at Tennessee where he started all 37 games. His final seasons at Charlotte, 63% on 2s, nearly 38% on 3s, so he can be really efficient, which is always a big word you hear the scouts and GMs and evaluators talk about efficiency. Can you have that both ends of the floor and consistently?
He has a role. You know, these are guys all, for them to have a chance at the league, it's going to be as a role, and he clearly has a role that he can play.
Off the bounce, Bama still trying to make something happen. He pulls up for 3 with 8 on the timer. It's going to roll around, no good. The tip follow won't go either for Cisse, and the board is collected by Yale's Bez Mbang. 195 career steals in his 4 years at Yale for Mbang. 3-pointers missed, and Earl Timberlake of Bryant fame out of Washington, D.C. with that board. We haven't called him out much. He started to Math Catholic and was highly regarded there. Began at Miami, then went to Memphis before playing 3 seasons at Bryant, and a hoop there for the Portsmouth Sports Club as they're able to get closer, 22-15 with Timberlake getting his first hoop. Over to Milicic, fakes the pass left open, he gets called for steps traveling.
The translate violation.
I see Timberlake with a very versatile game. He had the back down there. He can face up and drive it. Had a really interesting and unique role for the NEC champions in Bryant.
Ashworth re-entering our ball game. Also returning is New Mexico big man Nelly Jr. Joseph, who started out playing for Rick Pitino for 3 seasons at Iona, then finished up with Richard Pitino. But we have been informed he can't go play for another Pitino, at least to our knowledge, next year. Of course, Richard moving his coaching destination from New Mexico to Xavier now in the Big East.
Heading to one of the kind of, not hidden, but maybe less talked about powerhouse of basketball. If there's one thing that really matters for that university, is basketball is a big deal.
That's now a twice yearly minimum matchup of the family. It's going to divide some of the family members.
Three-pointer from the wing. Bamisle's shot won't go down. Youngblood with the board. Pass over to St. Thomas, pull-up jumper. Rebound from Chance McMillan. Tries the behind-the-back pass. Catching it and going to the hoop for two. Earl Timberlake not afraid of the contact, going into traffic and scoring for the Deuce. Earl Timberlake. He knows what some hard-nosed basketball is all about. Over at DeMatha in the WCAC, one of the famed high school leagues in America. There's the kick out from Cameron Matthews. Corner three for McMillan. It won't go down. McMillan was hitting shots with regularity on Thursday night, and there's the layup that's missed as well. Bamisle gets the board. McMillan 7-11 from the field, 4 of 7 from deep in the 6-point triumph over Roger Brown's. Ball reversal. Bamisle with the shot fake, now trying to attack against St. Thomas. And there's the layup that is good. Put it on the board for McMillan, and we've got a timeout with 6:58 to go in our first half. Jani-King up by 3 in the second of 2 semifinals on this Friday night. Who will punch their ticket to the championship? Come on back and find out. You're watching the PIT.
Welcome back to the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament on WGNT 27. Sponsored by the Auto Connection.
An up close and personal look at the bench. Jani-King, the squad wearing the blue uniforms, with its towering big man Nelly Jr. Joseph. All 6'10", 245 pounds of him. Alongside Daniel Sokolovsky, Matt Jones. Matt Hatfield here with you from the 71st annual PIT. Inbound for St. Thomas and Jani-King. 1 of 9 shooting from long distance for Portsmouth Sports Club. 3 of 11 for Jani-King, but Jani-King in front in part because they've taken better care of the basketball. 5 turnovers compared to the 8 for Portsmouth Sports Club. And here's a 3-point look for Madsen. Won't go down. It will be out of bounds to Portsmouth Sports Club. For a screen to be set, it will be by Cisse.
I think both teams kind of make some adjustments here. You know, you win your first game, you get to this game. So obviously there was success to get to this point, but now you hit a wall here. And coaching guys that haven't really played together, kind of trying to piece together who can play.
With 9 on the shot clock. And to that point, Matt, you know, you think about it in the NCAA tournament, sometimes you're waiting around watching a classic back and forth game like the one we saw with all the lead changes and ties in the mid to high 90s, 1 point difference. And then it's your turn to play. There's a little bit of anxiousness as you're into the game, and now you realize you've been waiting all day to play a game to go to a championship, any type of tournament, be it college basketball or whatnot. There's also sometimes that letdown or lapse for a team. You want to avoid that if you can. And right now, this could be a key moment in this game that allows someone to get momentum before halftime.
Every possession counts, every basket counts, and you know, when you lose a game, you look back on 2, 3, 4 possessions you wish you had back, and some of those possessions could be happening right now.
Ashworth with the rock. He's going to draw a foul. We had 11 fouls called in this game, and I'd venture to say, what is it, about 4 of them on the offensive end. Hepburn got hit with that personal. It's his first. As Andrew Carr of Kentucky for Portsmouth Sports Club heads to the scores table. Noah Jr. Joseph has it, and now there's another whistle. And that might be 2 in a row on Hepburn. It's going to be on, nope, is that Hepburn or is it on Cisse? It is Hepburn, 2 in a row, as he picks up 2 fouls in a span of about 3 seconds.
Always a frustrating situation for players and coaches when you pick up those 2 back-to-back.
And the first one hit by Nelly Jr. Joseph. And I forget if I was talking about with you, Matt, and Daniel, or someone else. I've done so many games here, and some of it runs together like a blur. But I know we've talked about at some point during our telecast coverage here on WGNT TV and Prep Spin, locally, statewide, globally, that there are some potential changes that could be coming in college basketball where you could have it go to a quarter format as opposed to a half format. So we shall see. That can make all the difference, as this event, it's a 10-minute quarter format, not your traditional 20-minute halves per se.
Yeah, a little different setup in terms of how the fouls go, you know, when the breaks in the game are going to occur. You know, and to me, it's most logical we move towards that, since that's how the rest of every other basketball level is played.
Kentucky's Andrew Carr gets the shot to go. Daniel, I brought it up to even college basketball coaches like the ones nearby here from Old Dominion on the men's and women's side, Mike Jones and Delisha Milton-Jones. International basketball goes with quarters. What's your take? Would you like quarters, or do you prefer the half setup?
I think it'd be really refreshing to have some uniformity as far as the 4 quarters being universal. We already have some difference in game length between NBA and international and college basketball. 40 minutes for the latter 2 and 48 for the NBA game, but they're trying to extend the entertainment product there. I guess it's a little bit of a different beast. The 4 quarters just is, as Matt alluded to, completely logical, and has a lot of implications for game management for coaches. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I think it would be for the best.
Chance McMillan with the basketball. Gets it over to Cisse on the handoff. McMillan now dribbling left. Double team Kane with the switch.
Oh, they had a seal right at the front of the rim for Cisse. They missed him.
Here's Adama off a ball, and they can't quite connect. They're making things tricky, this Jani-King squad defensively. It's making it tough for Portsmouth Sports Club to get into what they want to run offensively and get some high percentage looks at the rim.
Yeah, both teams doing a great job applying some resistance. It's become much more of a defensive battle, even though there's enough talent for this to be a shootout.
And here's what you need to know. Look at free throws. 7 for 7 for Jani-King. 4 makes for Nelly Jr. Joseph. 3 for Igor Milicic. 0 for 1 for Portsmouth Sports Club. They can't get to the free throw line consistently, at least to the level that Jani-King is.
A lot of it's just having a hard time breaking the three-point line. There's a great deal of resistance to entries, to the actions.
Off the backboard, no good. The follow is good from Andrew Carr. Came close to being a shot clock violation, and all Charles Thomas can do is put his hands up and say, okay, it goes, we'll take it. Here's the runner.
Oh,
they're going to call goaltend, nearly a block for Cisse.
That verticality for Cisse is impressive. He was almost at the apex.
Curtis Jones, who had the hot start, 8 of the first 12 points, has not scored since. until that basket for Jani-King. A couple of threes on the night for him. Only three-point make was from Andrew Carr for Portsmouth Sports Club so far, with the 1 for 9 showing from behind the arc. They get it into Chance McMillan.
Nice defense from Ashworth, really applying resistance, getting up the floor.
Sent away.
Nice deflection on the tag there.
Ashworth with the extra pass, and Youngblood delivers the three. How about the ball movement? Textbook, and Youngblood drains it.
Ashworth just silently orchestrating this game on both ends right now. Oh, tried to thread the needle right on cue.
Veteran presence as the ball's loose. Andrew Carr up ahead. McMillan for three, off the side of the rim, rebounded long by Nelly Jr. Joseph. Think of the foul shooters in this event we've got. It's kicked out with Curtis Jones, and the ball movement pays off with Ashworth hitting the three-pointer. He made a total of 394 threes in his college career, 3 seasons at Utah State, and the last 2 with the great Blue Jays. We've got foul shooters that are among the best. Bates from Missouri, Battle from Gonzaga, Ace Baldwin from Penn State, and Ashworth from Creighton. 3:44 till halftime. It's the PIT. Welcome back to our with you alongside Matt Jones and Daniel Sokolovsky. Our score, Jani-King on top of Portsmouth Sports Club, 32-23. Wherever you're tuning in, it's almost 10 o'clock on the East Coast, but it's not too late for some of these fans here in Portsmouth for the PIT as we watch a good one in the semifinals. Jani-King up by 9, 8 unanswered here in the last 59 seconds to break open a game that was pretty tight at 24-23. Curtis Jones hits a jumper, and then back-to-back threes from Chris Youngblood and Stephen Ashworth, who's got that cool, calm, collected feel to his game.
The thing with Ashworth, the ball movement's contagious. He does such a good job of making the ball move. It encourages other guys to keep it moving, and good things happen when he has the ball in his hands. There's a reason you don't average 7 assists a game on accident.
Yeah, he's reminiscent of Colin Gillespie, Ryan Archidiacono, fellow Big East foes who have carved out a niche and path for themselves as the steady floor general.
We've got Villanova guys saying, why couldn't we have gotten him? Utah State, he leaves, he goes to Creighton. We could have had him. Oh my. Ashworth took a hit, but you know what? Sacrificing for his team, and he gets quick daps. How about Mbang and Nelly Jr. Joseph? They see what a competitor this young fella is. Look at this. He got leveled.
A little bit of craft to that as well. Once he took that contact, he was going down one way or another. He got to sold it.
But he enjoyed getting tapped up by his teammates. That he did like, and getting possession for his team.
That's what gets buy-in from teammates. When you see your point guard out there competing like that, willing to take a big-time hit, it's easy to want to play with that guy.
That's like running into a brick wall. Cameron Matthews, we used the word rugged to describe him earlier. 6'7", 235 pounds, and he wasn't tippy-toeing into him either.
He took the full brunt of that.
A guy that was, in Matthews' case, top 20 in the SEC in 8 advanced metrics 2 seasons ago. Did see a dip in some categories production-wise this past year for the Bulldogs. One of many SEC contenders. Here's a deep three for Adama off the ball from Santa Clara. We touched on it a little bit last night that there are some questions to a degree. He started out of Arizona, did ball. It's a foul there. 49 games as a reserve, 2 seasons, just under 100 points. Then he spent the final 2 with the Santa Clara Broncos. Showed the ability to strike from distance, 121 made threes. But in some of the bigger games in the West Coast Conference, the Gonzaga matchups, the St. Mary's games, he didn't deliver. So he can dispel some of those notions with a good showing here.
Yeah, fresh grass is what I like to say. Fresh soil, something new to grow. You know, your college career got you to this point, got you in this game. But it's like, you know, this is a whole new start for you. And, you know, you can prove some of the notions to be true or untrue about yourself in these environments.
In the professional basketball environment, it's what have you done for me lately? And that works in both directions.
There is some mystery to him and some seed potential and upside as the free throw is good. And it's part of why he is among the 64 that got the invite to the 71st annual PIT. And how about Ashworth almost having it happen again? Trying to bait Cameron Matthews.
Now Matthews doesn't want to screen. They go for a switch. They're wrangling down there.
Andrew Carr hits the 3. The Kentucky forward who once upon a time, he's 23 years of age, played hoops at Delaware. A couple of years there and a couple seasons for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. 1,647 points in his college career and a key cog on that Sweet 16 team. Will be inbounded from the side with Mr. McMillan for Portsmouth Sports Club, showing it by 8. That's a big deal, though, if Matthews is hesitant to set screens because of what Ashworth happened a little while ago. We'll see if there's any counter here. In front of the bench, three-pointer won't go for McMillan. He's not got the touch in this one, at least to the degree he did yesterday. 1 of 4 from the floor. And Bang almost loses it, but is able to catch it. Ashworth. That one's off the mark, rebounded from Earl Timberlake. Chucky Hepburn now. Trying to drive on Ashworth.
Oh, brought his hands down.
Be a foul.
Portsmouth Sports Club, the last 2 times down, what they missed was Ashworth switching on to Matthews. It's a huge physical mismatch, and Matthews kind of parked out on the perimeter, and a little bit of a wasted advantage.
Hepburn at the line. Chucky reliable, 84.4% from the free throw line for the Cardinals of Louisville. He also shot 36.5% from three-point range in his time with the Wisconsin Badgers. And the second free throw is also good. Stolen away, Earl Timberlake. Here's Hepburn. Running the floor. Earl Timberlake will get rewarded here as the 6'6" wing slashing his way to get himself a couple of free throws. Now that's not been the part. A lot of tools in Timberlake's game, guys. 14 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 blocks in that NCAA tournament loss to Michigan State for Bryant. Can he make the open perimeter jumper? Only 16 of 65 from deep in his career, 24.6%, but he also wants to improve the foul shooting as he hits the first of 2 here. 308 of 472, 65.3%.
It's a unique game, but he found ways to impact winning at a significant level this past season.
Yeah, he goes down from a lower level, Miami-Memphis, and he helps Bryant make the NCAA tournament. They were quite a story this year. He was a big reason why. 4-point deficit now.
They had an unreal year at Bryant, and you know, the type of success where their coach had the opportunity to move on to a little bit higher level. You know, that doesn't happen by accident. All of those players who contributed to this year's success not only helped themselves, they helped their coach take a step in his own career.
That's right, Coach Martelli, whose dad helped St. Joseph's back in the day with Jameer Nelson and Delonte West make the Elite Eight. Heartbreaking loss to Oklahoma State with Jai Lucas and company, but his son goes from Bryant to VCU now, so we'll see what takes place with Ryan Odom going to Virginia. A lot of coaching changes this offseason and some eyebrow-raising ones, as it'll be Gabe Madsen heading to the bench, gets a rest. St. Thomas on the floor, so is Igor Milicic, and it's Ashworth shooting the free throws here. He's got 4 in the game. Give him 5 as he knocks down a pair. 93% from the foul line this year, but there are still 3 guys in the country better than him. Hard to believe. The lead-in shot for Carr will roll out, and Bang has it. Thomas gives it to Ashworth.
Nice cut.
Oh, what a bounce pass to Mbang, and those two connect for a basket to make it an 8-point lead. Textbook.
Ashworth's just such a fearless passer.
Thing of beauty there. And that's a great reason. I mean, you see why his turnovers went up this year, but he also was tops in America in assists per game. He gets a steal here. Not afraid of the competition level, the bright lights. Here's a 3 from Jones. Oh, that one almost was down. Would have given him 13 on the night. Ball's loose. Who's going to get to it? The hustle being exhibited from Cameron Matthews. As the bodies that hit the floor are helped up. Good thing they didn't crash into our buddy Shane Baroner down there with the laptop. That's always one of my fears, Matt Daniels, when you've got the laptop and people are coming towards you. It's duck and take cover or protect the laptop and take the hit.
And you can't remember, is that laptop still under warranty or not?
Oh, that matters a ton. Fortunately, I've gone this year to the touchpad. That's a big help. It's not as, and we're on a different level. 3-pointer from the wing is no good, so I think we're okay. They're not going to fly up here to us. 41.7 seconds to go in our first half. I remember coming to one of my first state basketball championships, and my editor at the time, the high school team, Booker T. Washington against Herndon, as the shot is off the glass. He's now coaching college basketball. He's out there watching. I'm sure I'm going to get a text. Brandon Plummer will help lead Maury to some state championships, or a state championship as a coach. Helped Booker T. Washington in Norfolk win a state championship as a player. He's now coaching out at Elizabeth City State with John Richardson in North Carolina, CIAA Division II. They beat Scotty Reynolds, who played at Villanova, and Herndon in an epic state final game back in 2006. And to celebrate, he jumps up on the press table, and thank goodness my boss moved the laptop. Otherwise, I would have been sending him and his family a bill, as the free throw is no good. Now, whether it got paid for, I have no idea. One more coming for Mr. Timberlake.
I heard you've got a great deductible on your health insurance, though.
Hey, it's second one coming out, he hits it. Timberlake knocks it down. 7-point lead for Jani-King.
Timberlake with a really impressive frame. You know, the way he's built, the ability to handle the ball, get downhill. It's just the question mark is the shooting.
He's almost got like a football type of body, doesn't he?
Looks like absolutely like free safety, defensive end.
Ashworth does not want to run into him. By the way, he's his teammate.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Not his teammate. And he slowed to get up.
May have hit his head, the back of his head on the way down.
That's always a dangerous thing here on this floor here at Churchland. And Matthews is helped up. Actually, it was his teammate, Moses Cisse, who came flying in and did damage to his mate.
Just knocked him over.
Great replay from our crew downstairs, giving us all kinds of angles and shots this weekend. Big ups and shout out to them. Giving you the views from all over here at Churchland High. Hepburn's got it, trying to beat the buzzer. He'll try a 3, and it's going to hit the front of the rim, and that will take us to intermission. Jani-King, led by as many as 11, Portsmouth Sports Club has been down the entire half, 38-31. Jani-King, 20 minutes of play away from earning a date in Saturday night's championship of the 71st Annual Portsmouth Invitational Tournament from Churchland High School. More to come. Stay tuned.
Please welcome back
Welcome back to the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament on WGNT 27. Sponsored by the Auto Connection.
You're watching the 71st Annual Portsmouth Invitational Basketball Tournament. Future stars of tomorrow, and it's the halftime entertainment for the folks here on the third night of 4 at the PIT. It's the Virginia Sunwheelers, the only Hampton Roads adult wheelchair basketball team. They are members of the National Wheelchair Basketball Association and currently ranked 11th in the nation out of more than 50 teams in their division. They provide athletic opportunities for people with permanent physical disability of their legs that prevents them from playing able-bodied sports. The Sunwheelers also raise public awareness of the abilities of the disabled through education and demonstrations. Wheelchair basketball being played on a regulation-sized court and basket. Some of the rule changes. The wheelchair is considered part of the player. There's no double dribble. Players must bounce the ball once every 2 pushes of the chair to avoid a traveling violation. Neat part, too, is that those that want more information are able to speak to some of these players tonight. They're always looking for new players and sponsors. Let's shout out some of these individuals participating tonight. Number 10, Cynthia Pettis from Hampton. Number 12, Dave Stenger of Yorktown. Number 14, Virginia Beach's own Anthony Russo. Number 24, James Abbs from Hampton. Jody Shiflett, number 44 from Virginia Beach. There's Abbs knocking it down. James could beat me in horse, I guarantee you, if he's hitting that shot. My game is completely gone. I haven't picked up a ball and shot in a long time. Corner threes are my game, but I think he'd get me. I really do. We mentioned Jody Shiflett from Virginia Beach wearing 44. Number 55. We have 2 55s. Greg Fordham of Norfolk and 55, Durante Rollins. I think that was Durante Rollins who just got that one. So there's Durante with a basket. Get some claps from the audience. 13, Josiah Knight. And 22, Trey Dunn. Pretty cool experience here from the PIT with the Virginia Sunwheelers. Matt Hatfield here with you, as I'm now rejoined by Matt Jones here from the PIT. It's Jani-King on top of Portsmouth Sports Club, 38-31 at the break. We'll give you some numbers and some thoughts from our first half. Winner will move on to the championship game of the PIT coming up on Saturday night against K&D Rounds Landscaping, 94-93. They beat Portsmouth Partnership. That's part of our quad header coverage on Prep Spin and WGNT TV in Hampton Roads. Oh, off the glass for 2. As the Rafter would say, with the kiss from James Abbs.
A little smoocheroo.
Yeah, with the basket there. 4 games coming, Matt, on Saturday, 11 a.m., the 7th place game. 1 p.m. Eastern, the 5th place consolation game, and 5 o'clock Eastern, the 3rd place consolation game before the 7 o'clock championship. But this is a pretty cool thing, to see these individuals who don't have some of the physical abilities of others, but they're out here competing. It's something that's a joy for them, and I'm sure the fans also appreciate it too.
Basketball is a great game. It brings all sorts of people together, all sorts of backgrounds, all sorts of different demographics of people, and I think this is just a fun, different type of celebration of the game.
And I'll tell you what, they're talented to do this. They really are. You see, they practice just like the bars we watched in the first half. I like some of the uniforms too. I see the Wheelers uniforms. If I'm not mistaken, that young lady's got a Boo Williams uniform on. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. One of them's got a Boo Williams uniform on, I think. I can't tell. Pretty cool. Boo, one of the AAU legends in the area. I could be wrong. I'm up high, so maybe my view of it's not great. But cool uniforms too. It's little Golden State Warriors-esque, right, with the blue and gold. The older Warriors uniforms more than the current ones, right?
The classics you can't beat.
That was during the Run TMC days.
That's right.
With Tim Hardaway, Mitch Richmond, and Chris Mullen. when Nelly was coaching him, Don Nelson. We've been watching Nelly out here, Nelly Jr. Joseph. He's got 6 points for Jani-King. Oh, look at that pass. I thought that was going to get the friendly roll, but it didn't. However, Rollins gets the board. Oh. That was not as tough as the screen that was set with Ashworth and Matthews.
It was like
a little bit of contact.
An egg hitting a brick wall.
Great action we've had here on day 3 of 4, part of the 12-game extravaganza that is the PIT. And now the teams will warm up here coming up in the second half. A big shout out to the Virginia Sun Wheelers, the only Hampton Roads adult wheelchair basketball team. We've got second half action around the corner. You're watching exclusive coverage of the 71st annual PIT from Churchland High. Keep it tuned.
Back live now at the 2025 PIT here from Churchland High School on WGNT. Happy to be joined now by Maverick scout Jim Kelly. Mr. Kelly, thanks a lot for joining us here. Obviously, you have a busy week here. What's the PIT like for a scout such as yourself?
Well, this is like a smorgasbord, you know. There's a lot of players, you try to see everyone during the year, but there's a lot of players you don't catch up on, especially if they come from a smaller conference, smaller school. And here's where you get to see them play if they were standouts. We were just talking, Mark, last year, 13, 14 players who played in this event got their foot on an NBA court this season. And the new rule changes, new trends in the game, I think there's more of a chance now for PIT level players to make it in a league. You might not make it the first round draft pick way, but you can make it.
What are some things you're looking for when you're watching this field? What are the boxes that you check when you're looking at these players?
I always look athleticism. That's the first box. 2, the way the game is played now, you got to be a shooter. Or if you're a shooter, you have a lot better chance if you're just a defensive player there. 3, can you fit a positional need of your team? I think those are the big 3 things that I look for our team.
Have about 30 seconds, Jim. How does this tournament differ from the other pre-NBA draft events?
Well, this is more of a game-like. A lot of the other ones, there's not as much coaching. It's more rotation. Everyone gets even playing time. I think there's a little bit coaching here. You got the NBA coaching school. I think is a little more live game-like situations.
Well, Jim, thank you very much for joining us. Really hope you enjoy your stay here, and best of luck to the Dallas Mavericks this coming season.
No problem. Thank you very much. We're still alive in the playoff now.
No doubt at all. Yeah, well, this season, too, in the playoffs, absolutely. Jim Kelly, scout for the Dallas Mavericks, and you're watching the 2025 Portsmouth Invitational Tournament live here on WGNT. We're back right after this.
Welcome back to our continuing coverage of the 71st Annual Portsmouth Invitational Basketball Tournament from Churchland High School, alongside Daniel Sokolowski and Matt Jones. Matt Hatfield here with you. Top of the key three for Andrew Carr in Kentucky's finest. Says, rise up, BBN, Big Blue Nation, as he knocks it down with the triple. Cuts into the Jani-King lead, 38-34.
Portsmouth Sports Club came out in a zone.
It is interesting they have done that. If he's open from three, Carr is going to make you pay, it looks like. And that one's a floater that is good. Put that on the board for Curtis Jones. He scored 8 of the first 12, and now he's up to 12 in the game with that floater. Little shot fake maneuver from Carr as he attacks against Milicic and gets the roll. Andrew Carr, his game has become more confident as this tournament has gone on. He was a little tentative yesterday, but he's playing better tonight.
He's a guy, too. He's not just a catch-and-shoot stretch four. He just showed he can read a closeout, put it on the ground, play, make a little bit.
Corner three for Milicic. For both of you guys, having studied the game for years and years, how much do you put stock into, all right, you see a player play 4 or 5 games in a weekend, game 1, game 2, is there any weighing it lower, higher? Obviously a championship game has more stock than like a consolation 7th place game, but give me your thoughts on it. Daniel, you can start, Matt, you can follow up. What's your feel on it?
You know, sometimes it's just the opportunities in a setting like this can be few and far between. If in one game, just by circumstance, especially if you're not a primary ball handler, you only got 3-4 touches, and you didn't put your best foot forward. That second or third exposure for us evaluating is really valuable in a setting like this where he's just they're getting to know each other, and that can be a real challenge. So you try not to judge too quickly.
Nelly poked away as Ashworth gets it inside to Nelly Jr. Joseph. Return comes, screen set by Nelly. There's the lob, and Nelly's going to lose the handle as it's stolen away here with Adama Alpha ball. How about for you, Matt?
In this setting, where it's 3 games, you may struggle for a game. I think that the biggest red flag is if a guy comes here and he doesn't play well in 3 games, it could be circumstantial, as Daniel explained, but if you're the agent of one of these guys and people say, hey, we watched your guy at PIT and he wasn't good in any of the 3 games, now that's a hole as an agent you've got to dig out of, and as the player, they've got to dig out when they start heading to these NBA workouts here in the coming weeks.
7:55 to go in the third now, and inbound from the side with Jani-King, Chris Youngblood, into Ashworth. Changes directions from left to right now. Goes back left with the screen set by Nelly Jr. Joseph. That one a long attempt. It's rebounded by Adama Alpha Ball, who hails from France, played for Santa Clara. Hepburn kicks it out. Bamasil has it. Joe tries to spin back right and roll one home, which he'll do. Drawing the foul on Mr. Jones. And it's now a 2-point game, chance to become a 1-point deficit. We've had no ties or lead changes. The last game had all kinds of ties and lead changes. We're talking about 16 lead changes, 15 ties, and here it is with Bamasil at the line trying to get his 3rd point. That was his first hoop. And he misses the free throw. Announcer's jinx just got put into effect. Ashworth with the double screen action, dribbles to his right. Away from Jones's in the corner, Youngblood for 3. That one's going to rim out, rebounded inside. Andrew Carr has it. Using the left hand and coming back right with the floater. Bamasil is able to tie it up as the VCU guard gives us our first tie at 40 all.
Nice action. A little horn set.
Curtis Jones fires in a 3 to break the tie. And Hepburn fall away is good.
I'm enjoying the matchup between Ashworth and Hepburn as 2 undersized guards just competing.
Jones knocks down another triple, 46-42. Jani-King trying to get separation again. Their biggest lead was 11 in the first quarter.
Jones with the back-to-back threes making himself the game's leading scorer now.
Hepburn attacking.
Andrew Carr quietly impacting on the other side.
The bounce over to Nelly Jr. Joseph. Right hand touch shot won't go. Adama off the ball over to Hepburn. Andrew Carr. And there's the floater from Adama off a ball. And a timeout is called with 5:41 to go in the third. We have our second tie of the night. 5 straight field goals for Portsmouth Sports Club, hanging tough in this semifinal at the PIT.
Welcome back to the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament on WGNT 27. Sponsored by the Auto Connection.
Kids and adults alike, smiles here at the 71st Annual Portsmouth Invitational Basketball Tournament. They're meeting the great David Solomon. There's one of the coaches, Chris Furman, along with Dexter Pittman. Portsmouth Sports Club deadlocked at 46 with Jani-King, with Matt Jones and Daniel Sokolowski. Matt Hatfield here with you. So far in this game, just 3 of 17 from deep for Portsmouth Sports Club, but it doesn't look like the three-point shot is going to be mandatory to win this game if their defense steps up, and the rebounding's there as well. Jani-King's a perfect 11 of 11 from the free throw line, but not getting there yet this half.
Yeah, just one of those things where, teams feeling each other out a little bit. Like I said earlier, I think, you're playing some different guys together, different rotations, and then how the games have been officiated. Multiple factors playing in.
Carr set to inbound. So it'll be Mike Duman Incorporated against Norfolk Sports Club at 11 a.m. on Saturday. Roger Brown's Restaurant against Sales Systems at 1 p.m. Eastern. Portsmouth Partnership takes on the loser of this. And K&D Rounds able to reach the championship game. They await the winner here coming up at 7 o'clock Eastern on Saturday night. Another change in possession as we're seeing the turnovers start to rack up. 48% shooting for Portsmouth Sports Club compared to 34% for Jani-King. Andrew Carr leads the way with 15 points for Portsmouth Sports Club, 3 of 6 from deep with 4 rebounds. He of Kentucky, and Iowa State's Curtis Jones with 18 points for Jani-King. I continue to say this, guys, I just can't help but think what Iowa State might have done if their entire team was healthy in this year's NCAA tournament. They were playing really well January into February from that tough Big 12, but had some injuries that stunted their momentum as Jones goes to the basket there and he'll get a couple of free throws.
It can be a very cruel game. Injuries, as Coach Sokolowski over here will be happy to talk about with some of his most recent squads, can really damper a season and leave you with a lot of woulda, coulda, shoulda, what if type situations in your mind as a coach especially.
Don't tell me he's referencing an undefeated season and like a torn ACL, is he? Please don't tell me he is. Is that what he's talking about?
No, it's assembling a roster which was right after a finals loss, you put together a roster that's even way better than the team before, and they play 8 minutes together over the course of this whole season due to injury.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, New Orleans. Look no further than the Pelicans. The tragedy of injury. Availability is the best ability in this game.
It's a great point, and we see it with Victor Wembanyama going down. The Spurs pretty much took themselves out of the play-in conversation and get ready for next season. As it's a couple of free throws there to break the tie, courtesy of Jones. He's got 20 points. I think it also affected UCLA a couple years ago. I remember the NCAA tournament. Mick Cronin thought he had a national championship squad, and he had multiple injuries that kept his team from advancing further. I believe they lost to Gonzaga that year in a Sweet 16 where Julian Strother hit an epic shot now of the Denver Nuggets as they had a lead, lost in the last couple of minutes, and then Strother was the hero to the rescue. A couple of free throws now for Hepburn.
Injuries are a strange thing too, where it's, as a fan, sometimes you just think about what they look like in a game, but it changes the dynamics of your practice. It changes the dynamics of your leadership on the team with guys. You can still be a leader while being injured, but it's hard to lead as an injured player. So it goes deeper than just missing games.
Jones going to the bench. We'll see how they maintain without him. Second foul shot, not good, but there's the follow, and the roll is for Earl Timberlake, using that physique to his advantage. And we're tied up again. Hepburn gets it. Trying to escape trouble, he does. Cameron Matthews now on the move. Oh, and they're going to call a blocking foul. Trying to get position there was none other than Bez and Bang, the Potomac, Maryland native who averaged 13 points, 5.8 assists, and 5.6 rebounds per game for the Bulldogs. Timberlake inbounding the basketball. Hepburn has it.
Rejecting the screen.
It's downhill, almost loses his footing. Pump fake from McMillan in the paint, leans in, and the shot is good for Chance McMillan. He's up to 4 points. A far cry from his 22 last night, but you know what? If his team wins and he makes crucial plays in crunch time, nobody will care about his final stat line. Up ahead, Cameron Matthews.
Well, Cisse really competing. Goes in, steals the post entry, beats Nelly Jr. Joseph down the floor. He's really sprinting in both directions and competing.
So a turnover after you mentioned the steal from Cisse. Stephen Ashworth checking in now for Jani-King. Bez and Bang getting a rest.
This time last year, Ray J. Dennis separated himself as the ultimate floor general in this entire tournament. Right now I see Stephen Ashworth doing something similar as far as really orchestrating the game on both ends.
7 straight field goals for Portsmouth Sports Club. Jani-King misses that one. Joe Bamisile has a couple, Chucky Hepburn has a couple. And then one each for Ball, Timberlake, and McMillan. Turnover here as it's stolen away with Jones. Skips it across the way to Ashworth. Thought about a three, makes the pass. There's his savvy again as it's St. Thomas delivering. Make your teammates better. He's doing that.
Just makes the right decision over and over. He's willing to take some chances, as we mentioned before, but just continues to make the game easy for his teammates.
Decision making certainly a trait that matters here. There's going to be another foul underneath. Oh, and I think Takara Ross was ready to come across the court. Didn't like that one as it goes against Thomas. So side out here with Earl Timberlake. It's foul number 3 on Thomas. Cisse has 3 fouls for Portsmouth Sports Club and 3 for Thomas. 6 is the foul out number here at the PIT. We've not had the Elam ending go into effect in this year's edition. Ball's loose in the interior, picked up by Matthews. Off the glass for Cisse, offensive rebound for Timberlake. How about his hard-hat ability and hustle down low as he scores it for 2. Really playing with the motor and toughness inside.
A competitor in all aspects of the game, as he shows right there competing on the glass.
Down low. Fake left, back right. Oh, it's altered and the rebound secured. Slow to get up is Cisse. It's 4 on 5. Doesn't matter for Hepburn, who just tries a 3 and maybe should have waited on that one. Could have been a rush situation. Portsmouth Sports Club's got the 2-point lead. Matching their largest of the night. Ashworth now for Jani-King. Different area code. Splash.
One of those guys, when the ball leaves his hands, you just kind of believe it's going to go in.
Cisse now with it. Hepburn. And Matthews will draw a foul. If that's on Thomas, it's number 4. No, it's going to be on Madsen. It's his second. Gabe Madsen, the 6'5" guard from Utah out of Rochester, Minnesota. His twin brother Mason joined the Utes after 2 seasons at BC. Yes, those 2 Utes. People get that reference out there. I had to drop it. You know it was coming. He came into last season as the top scorer for them after starting all 37 games. But how about him breaking the school record for threes? We referenced it earlier, guys. That record was held by Nick Jacobson, and he did it with under 2 minutes to go against Kansas in a home win. So something you probably script when you go to Utah. He spent his first season of college basketball at Cincinnati. He goes to Utah. So if you ask him the goals, I'm sure he talks about championships, NCAA tournament. But if you can set a school record and do it in a home win against Kansas, that's pretty high on the list.
Doesn't get much better than that. Those wins versus Kansas are hard to come by.
Jayhawks bowed out in the round of 64 against Arkansas in a topsy-turvy game. Madsen kicks it out. There's Chris Youngblood. It's a 2. He had his foot on the line, but he's a distance shooter, and it's his second field goal of the night to make it 55-52 in favor of Jani-King. Ashworth with the steal. Oh, and it's blocked from behind. However, it's a goaltend as McMillan hit glass on that. McMillan, part of Texas Tech's run to the Elite 8. Came back for the end of it. He popped 14 points in 26 minutes with a pair of threes in that loss to Florida. Didn't play the end of the Big 12 tournament or the start of the NCAA tournament. One of those unheralded guys for Grant McCaslin's Texas Tech Red Raiders. Here it is, hesitation dribble with Timberlake. Throws it and unable to corral it with Cisse. Madsen had it for a moment. Now it's picked up by Nelly Jr. Joseph. Really good start for Jr. Joseph. He has yet to get a field goal. All 6 of his points from the foul line with 5 boards. 0 for 6 start for him. And now a lob up to Cisse and a whistle with 41 seconds and change to go. And you see him down on the floor, helped out by a couple of his teammates.
A little more of a European feel to this game with a 57-52 score going here into the fourth quarter. A stark contrast from the NBA G League style game where this might be the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, this is not what we saw in the other semifinal where it was shot-making galore, 94-93 K&D Rounds Landscaping beating Portsmouth Partnership, where we witnessed a total of 13 made threes between the 2 teams. We do have 11 made threes between the 2 teams tonight, but a combined 31 turnovers, some sloppiness. And
it's also a testament to the level of resistance. Some of these turnovers are coming from a real level of defensive pressure starting basically 94 feet.
Well, the intensity certainly ratcheted up more than what we watched in some of the consolation games. And even last night's game where Jani-King beat Mike Duman 111-79. And that's going to be the challenge for whoever comes out of this one. Can you keep pace with Jani-King, who doesn't have maybe that one super standout but a well-rounded roster?
Right on.
Three-pointer drilled.
Extending his record.
A shot maker. Well, we had someone become a timeout taker. However, we're going to play on, says one of our officials down there. Go to Gatling. Just says, play on, play on. Basketball being handled now by Bamasil. Ashworth connected to him. Time ticking down. 2 on the shot clock. Going to have to hurry. Cameron Matthews hoists up for 3, and it's a violation. And the Jani-King bench with Takara Ross, Roland Ross, and Mike Holland loving it. At the foul line area,
Just like they drew it up.
Foot in front of it, Curtis Jones continues to get buckets on a Friday night in April in Portsmouth. Jones with that basket has 25 points. He's made 9 of his 13 shots. He has one more quarter to add to those totals and try to help his team reach the championship of the PIT.
Likewise.
Welcome back to the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament on WGNT 27. Sponsored by the Auto Connection.
21st annual PIT on WGNT TV across Hampton Roads, the 757 area code, and through Prep Spin. Globally, Jani-King on top of Portsmouth Sports Club, 62-53, alongside Matt Jones and Daniel Sokolowski. Matt Hatfield here with you as the 9-point lead for Jani-King can grow here after they get a turnover. So far in this game, Curtis Jones of Iowa State with 25 points to lead Jani-King. Only 2 double-figure scores for Portsmouth Sports Club. Kentucky's Austin Carr with 15, Bryant's Earl Timberlake with 11. Here is Jones up top, over to Chris Youngblood. A perfect 13 of 13 from the foul line for Jani-King.
Good pass.
Down low to Joseph. Loses the rock. Musa Cisse's not going to lose it. He's going to instead throw it down with authority. 62-55.
Cisse really understands the mission. Protect the rim and run really hard in the other direction. That is going to get him noticed in this game.
Down low to Nelly Jr. Joseph.
Flop.
And Banks got it. Here's a 3 from Jones. Rebound now for Bamasil. Bamasil tries a deep one, and that one's going to rattle home for Joe Bamison. Length and verticality. His VCU bio lists him with a 42.5-inch max vertical and a 7-foot wingspan. But coming right back, it's a basket to make it 64-58, courtesy of Bez Mbang of Yale. And now it's going to be a foul as Mbang said, "Oh no, I had it." Well, a little bit of contact is right into Bamison.
Seems like VCU somehow always has these special caliber athletes. You talk about a 7-foot wingspan and a 42-inch vertical. Absolutely tremendous.
Well, they have Ace Baldwin, who was A-10 defensive player. Here goes to Penn State. We think back to Briante Weber, who had so many guys that have played on the professional level or even whether it be NBA overseas. I think back to a shooter that was dead-eye and Troy Daniels, who's been in the NBA. It's one of those hidden gems that people call a mid-major, but sometimes they need to be called a major with the talent they've put out.
The facilities, the support, all of that is everything else screams high major.
See what Coach Martelli does there to keep things in there. And their coaches have gone on to higher levels. I think to Jeff Capel and Anthony Grant, Shaka Smart, Mike Rhodes, Will Wade, the VCU coaching tree. People may call it a stepping stone, whatever you call it. They have success, and people want them.
A true cradle of coaches, as they like to say.
8:05 to go in regulation. Jani-King trying to earn a spot in the championship game.
Oh, Bamison getting away with a little push-off.
Bamison. So I do that at the playground, and I do it here at the PIT if they don't call it.
If they don't call it, it's not a foul.
Yeah. Sort of like when you're running the roads and you run the red light. If they didn't see it, it didn't happen.
No ticket, no problem.
Problem is they get me with the ticket when it happens. That's the issue. 7:37 to go.
They catch you smiling on the camera when that flashes.
I need to wear one of those Groucho Marx disguises or something. They won't catch me.
This is a New York City resident right here, so not somebody I'm taking any driving advice from.
You catch me on the subway.
Nelly Jr. Joseph at the line. He's 6 for 6 there. He's 0 for 6 from the field. Ironically enough, a 62.2% foul shooter is 7 of 7 tonight. Not going to try to, mess that up here, but.
Here comes the announcer, Jinx.
No.
Close.
Nelly Jr. Joseph and company extending the lead. That was almost as nerve-wracking there, Matt, though, as it is with the 3-2 pitch, bases loaded, 2 outs in a 1-run baseball game. They had to make that free throw. Here's the rebound for Jani-King with Gabe Madsen. Quiet night for him. Nice. 3 points, but that's pretty loud with the dunk. He says, not silent anymore. Bang!
It's kind of classic old-school basketball. Feeds it into the post, quick give and go. It makes a great cut.
A thunderous jam. Double team down low, underneath, the shot won't roll home. The tap, the follow, Timberlake and Cisse crashing the offensive boards. And starting to make a difference, 6-point gap again.
He just has he gets off at a different floor on the elevator.
+6 on the glass is Portsmouth Sports Club, 34-28 the rebounding edge. 19 giveaways compared to 15 for Jani-King has been a problem. Here's Curtis Jones. He's been a problem too. He's now up to 28 points, 6 of 10 from deep. I think some scouts and agents and folks are watching him. I would say so.
Making a big-time statement tonight. Following up another, just an absolutely great season he had at Iowa State.
If he scores one more, I think it'll be the first 30-burger of our PIT this year. Almost a 3-point play for Timberlake.
Yeah, showcasing that microwave ability that some teams are going to be looking for off the bench. Somebody can come in and just generate easy points. It's been a threat from the 3-point line. That's a 6th made 3.
So Earl Timberlake with a couple of shots here. First foul shot is good for him. Andrew Carr is in, and Joe Bamison is out. Also, Chance McMillan is in, and out is Musa Cisse. As Charles Thomas, Craig Frost, and Coach Dexter Pittman make some changes to their lineup. Their Portsmouth Sports Club trails it by 7, 71-64 to Jani-King. As Mike Holland, Roland Ross, and Takara Ross's team will try to move on to the championship game on Saturday night. Spin move underneath, and nearly a tackle. Only Junior Joseph gets away from it. Gonna repost though. Can't score on the smaller Earl Timberlake. He has the height advantage of 4 inches there.
Nice job by Bez to navigate that possession and make sure that the ball got into the mismatch.
Madsen set to inbound the basketball. Here it is with Jones. His runner is going to bounce on each side of the rim, and Chucky Hepburn gets the board. Hepburn tries to step into a 3. The follow is there for Andrew Carr. The forward who played for the Kentucky Wildcats on their run to the Sweet 16. Now up to 17 points, and it's a turnover. Didn't hear a ton from Carr on his first night at the PIT, but the second game, much stronger impression. 5-point gap here, 5:36 to go. It's the 71st annual Portsmouth Invitational Tournament, exclusively from Churchland High. Keep it tuned.
Welcome back to the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament on WGNT 27. Sponsored by the Auto Connection.
Well, we're almost 75% of the way done in this 2025 Portsmouth Invitational Basketball Tournament. We'll call it something like 72.6%. Jani-King leads at 71-66 against Portsmouth Sports Club with Daniel Sokolowski and Matt Jones. Matthew Hatfield here with you. I want to thank our entire team with this broadcast coverage tonight of the PIT. So many people making it possible, from Joe Allen, our camera guy up top here, William Warford in the truck, and our other broadcasters that have helped out throughout the week, such as Jordan Maka and David Solomon, James Blackburn. We've got 4 more games coming your way on Saturday. Possession now with Chance McMillan. Carr's going to spin in the lane, kicks it out. Oh, unable to get it in the corner. They nearly had Adama off the ball, who was ready to pull the trigger and get his first 3-point make of the night. And that would have been huge, guys, because it would have become a 2-point game if he got a clean look and knocked it down.
We're at that point in the game where each of these possessions are extremely crucial, especially for the Portsmouth club who's down, but can't afford too many turnovers.
Will we get an overtime Elam ending?
Possession here from Portsmouth.
Curtis Jones bounces it down low. Milicic tried to get it to go. It's a shot clock violation. How about the rotating and recovery on defense? That's wanting it.
Huge stop from Portsmouth Sports Club.
We had an overtime game in tonight's NBA play with the Miami Heat outlasting the Atlanta Hawks. Earned themselves the number 8 seed after being the number 10 seed. So they'll get a first-round playoff date with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Memphis Grizzlies halfway home to getting themselves a date with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Well, some of these guys on the court one day get a chance to play in the NBA. Oh, that dunk by Kentucky's Andrew Carr. It's pro-worthy, folks. 71-68, 3-point game. Can they get another stop? Stephen Ashworth doesn't think so. He's going to attack baseline. The bounce gets it back from Jones. Some of these shooters have to relocate to different spots here to get that separating make in this type of game here. And the line of shot is good. And Adama off the ball said, I couldn't get that three I wanted in the corner, so I'll find a way to stick my nose in there near the hoop and score. 1 point game. Here's Jones. Being hounded now by McMillan. Those two know each other from the Big Ten days. Oh, an open three. It's drained by Bez Mbang from Yale. Known for his defensive excellence, he can can an open three ball. Action heating up down the stretch. McMillan for three. Rims out, rebounded by Jones. Here's Ashworth. Jones thought about a three. He's got 28 points tonight. Game's high scorer, Mbang. Nice find, and Igor Milicic up to 12 as he extends the lead to 6 for Jani-King.
With Nelly Jr. Joseph out of the game for the moment, Milicic playing that small ball 5 role.
Handoff, and Chance McMillan trying to do something with it. His team is behind by 6 now. Chucky Hepburn working on Ashworth. Oh, he gets the roll. Those two squared off in the round of 64 in the NCAA tournament, and Hepburn wants revenge tonight.
Hepburn getting it 2 feet, making the simple play, being in control.
Ashworth won that encounter a month ago. Will he win it tonight? A member of the Creighton Blue Jays. He's got 7 points and 8 assists. At the foul line, St. Thomas has it. It looks like Coach Charles Thomas was in the referee's ear. I think he was asking for a time. I didn't have possession. They were laughing it up. It's going to be a foul, though. Subbed out for Jani-King is St. Thomas. And now we get the timeout. He was asking for one, and he finally got it with 2:29 to play. 76-72. And we'll step aside here from the PIT at Churchland High.
Welcome back to the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament on WGNT 27. Sponsored by the Auto Connection.
Back here at the 71st Annual Portsmouth Invitational Basketball Tournament, we watch the replay here with Jani-King on top of Portsmouth Sports Club. All going above the rim with the finish. Kentucky's Andrew Carr. What a night he has turned in, guys, and a great game as we watch the dunk again for him on one side from the SEC, and also a great game for a guy from the Big 12. Oh, look at that. As the basketball comes rolling right to our camera lens. How about Iowa State's Curtis Jones, fellas, with 28 points on a very efficient 10 of 16 from the floor. Even better, his 6 of 10 from three-point range.
Continuing to show why he averaged double, nearly 16 points a game for Iowa State this year. Picking up right where he left off.
The guy that spent those first 2 seasons at Buffalo before playing for the Cyclones. Ashworth with 9 on the shot clock. Gets a screen from Jones, thought about it, gets rid of it to Mbang. 4 on the timer. Going baseline, he'll draw a foul. I think they're going to call a bump on Bamasil. If it is on him, it's his first. It's going to be on number 25, Musa Cisse. And for him, it is his 4th. And the team's 3rd. Jani-King with 3 as well. Traveling violation. This one looks like it could be going right down to the very end. Hepburn with the basketball. He's got 10 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists tonight. Oh, he pulls over Ashworth. No foul call. They play on. Cisse saves. It's going to get knocked out of bounds. Tell you what, Ashworth has taken some licks tonight. First from Cameron Matthews, and then that one from Chucky Hepburn. I don't think there will be any Christmas cards in the mail to them.
Putting his body on the line for his team. That's what a winner does. Good no call.
Shot clock winding down. The rebound is pulled in by Nelly Jr. Joseph. Can a guy have a real effective an 0 for 6 shooting night? Well, he has in this game. Jani-King up by 4. Ashworth moving that basketball. Hot potato, hot potato. And Bang playing with the dribble. Can't play now with 5 on the timer. Ashworth trying to make something happen. And with 1 on the shot clock, he'll draw the foul. And Coach Thomas over there working that sideline, very animated. Did not like it.
That level of craft is just tremendous from Stephen Ashworth. Saved the whole possession with a little head fake and step through. Caught him with his hands down.
You look at his stat line tonight, 7 points, 8 assists, 5 turnovers. It's not that glossy, but he's made so many plays, valuable plays that do and don't show up in the stat sheet.
The energy he provides is contagious. You know, the ball movement, the defensive effort, the little crafty things like picking up this foul, gives his teammates something to feel good about.
That foul was on Cameron Matthews. He's got more fouls now, 3 than points, 2. Second foul shot is buried, 78-72. Bamisel with it. Don't need a 3, but they love to get one, or a clock stoppage, which will prompt them getting a chance to keep this possession going. It's going to be on Jones, who hit the deck, his 3rd personal. Subs coming in now with the likes of Chance McMillan, number 14 from Texas Tech, and Adama Awful Ball, number 11. Heading to the bench are Cameron Matthews and Earl Timberlake. Next foul for each side will put them at the line. Bamisel ready to inbound the basketball. McMillan has it. Double team comes. Over to Hepburn. And another whistle.
Gets him to the free throw line.
You talked about it early in our contest, Matt, that they might be calling some things tight with offensive fouls down the stretch here. They're calling a lot of quick whistles with some contact right away down the stretch here.
Yeah, keeping the game in control here.
And Hepburn heads to the line where he made 84.4% of his free throws, 162 of 192. Oh, and there's that jinx. First one is no good. Was the Nebraska Gatorade Player of the Year in high school. Some two-way abilities set him apart from many guards in both the Big Ten, first at Wisconsin, then the ACC with Louisville. And the second foul shot is good. Hasn't taken Coach Kelsey long to make his mark at Louisville.
And another great class coming in this year for them. Definitely going to be a national title type contender, at least roster-wise.
And they've got some pieces from the portal and the high school level that will make immediate impacts for them, no doubt about it. Getting that 5-star guard from Florida, Mr. Brown. 5-point gap here, as at the line will be Mbang. 62 ticks remaining.
Desmond Bain with 2 shots.
First one is good. $79-73. And Bang makes them both. 7-point lead. Hepburn up the floor. Almost 3-point desperation time. They'll try a turnaround shot. Rebound goes off the mitts of Jones. They kick it out. Hepburn for 3, and that one rims out. Fatigue might be setting in a bit, and the putback is there, though, for Adama Hall for ball. The 6'7" guard for Santa Clara with 6 points tonight to go with his 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Another quick foul here to prolong the game with just under 50 seconds to go. And Jani-King a perfect 19 of 19 from the free throw line, where Ashworth is 4 of 4. If Portsmouth Sports Club has any chance of pulling off the comeback, they need one of 2 things to happen: missed free throws or turnovers.
Yeah, they're going to need to convert quickly and then try to play for a trap and see if they can get a steal. The free throws will just keep extending the game, but they won't close the margin.
Make it 21 of 21 for Jani-King.
They have the option to advance the ball. Interesting.
And the ball is moving to the front court.
Will it also be a 14-second shot clock? That's the question.
Looks like that was our last. See here, into the corner. 3 ball is good.
It's a huge shot.
Ring it up for Chance McMillan. 4-point game. Now you can keep playing 3 for 2. Problem's going to be if they're making free throws, it's going to get tight with the clock. They were 4 of 25 from behind the arc prior to that connection from McMillan. And Austin Carr has hit 3 of those 5 threes, 3 of their first 4.
Interested to see in this timeout what type of tactical moves are made by each coach, especially defensively. Do you go with a little smaller lineup with more ability to trap? Do you give them a different look defensively? Do you decide not to guard the inbounder? Lots of little tweaks you could make here where, obviously offensively you're drawing something up here to make sure everybody can get loose, and then defensively, the chess match coming back, what can we do to take them out of what they're trying to do?
You're watching the semifinals of the Portsmouth Invitational Basketball Tournament. Jani-King on top of Portsmouth Sports Club 82-78. Winner here moves on to the championship game.
Yeah, 3 timeouts.
And we'll step aside. It's the PIT.
Welcome back to the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament on WGNT 27. Sponsored by the Auto Connection.
Winner here is going to move on to Saturday night 7 o'clock Eastern Championship against K&D Rounds Landscaping, which escaped Portsmouth Partnership 94-93 behind. 22 points, 6 assists from Ole Miss guard Sean Padula. Tonight it's been Iowa State guard Curtis Jones with 28 points to power Jani-King to this lead, but they're trying to hang on. Fortunately, they've been money from the free throw line. Now can they protect the basketball and not give it up? Foul's going to be committed. Oh, no, it's not. It's a steal. And then they give it right back, but there's going to be a foul call as Portsmouth Sports Club got it with Earl Timberlake before it was given right back. So that is a huge turn of events as they stay alive in this one.
As it's been said, a lot of ball game left.
So at the line, Earl Timberlake. We've mentioned it, 65.3% from the foul line in his college career.
Oh, big
he hits the first. Guys in the 60s making their free throws tonight. Nelly Jr. Joseph, 8 for 8.
So now you're in a situation where if Timberlake converts this free throw, they shouldn't foul. There's enough time that they should just play for a stop and see if they can get a stop and convert the other way and extend this game.
Great point, Dino, because there's a 12-second differential between game and shot clock.
No foul. They got the
Full
trap.
Pressure, and now they call the timeout.
Ooh, forced their hand.
32.3 seconds to go. We'll step aside. Great finish in store from the PIT at Churchland High.
Welcome back to the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament on WGNT 27. Sponsored by the Auto Connection.
Welcome back to our semifinal Friday night action of the 71st Annual Portsmouth Invitational Basketball Tournament at Churchland High. Home of the Truckers, and it's Portsmouth Sports Club trailing Jani-King 82-80. They were down by 11 in the first quarter. This game's had 4 ties and 2 lead changes. Who will see K&D Rounds Landscaping in the championship game? Moments away from finding out, but right now Jani-King in the blue unis have to get the ball inbounded, and there's 21 seconds on the shot clock.
From the dreaded coffin corner.
Inbound will be delivered from Chris Youngblood. And we're showing no timeouts on our scoreboard left for Jani-King. So they are out if the scoreboard is correct.
Still no need to foul.
Ashworth.
Differential's big enough.
Youngblood has it. Over to Jones. Ashworth is the foul shooter you want because he's top 5 in America. Down low to Milicic, 9 on the shot clock.
No
Doubled
foul.
up.
No foul.
Ball's on the floor. He gets rid of it to Mbang. 3 on the shot clock. Over to Ashworth. The floater from the baseline. No good.
Here we go.
Here comes Cameron Matthews in Portsmouth Sports Club with a chance to tie or win it. Chucky Hepburn with 5. Hepburn drives. Fall away. It's short. The follow's no good. And the rebound for Chris Youngblood of Alabama, which saves the day for Jani-King. And those rooting for Youngblood, those Bama fans, and those rooting for the athletes from Jani-King said, whew, dodged the bullet, 82-80. They survive and advance to Saturday night at 7 o'clock Eastern for the championship game. So we get one semifinal, guys, decided by 1 point, and the second one comes down to a 2-point deficit and a shot at the horn.
Great night of basketball. Enjoyable for everybody here. Another great night at the PIT.
Does it get much better than that, doesn't it, Daniel?
No, both of these matchups tonight were incredibly contentious, impressive, a lot of talent, a lot of shot making, a lot of high level of competition. And the ball hung in the air on that Hepburn fadeaway for just a second too long.
If you want excitement, we've got it for you here at the 71st Annual Portsmouth Invitational Basketball Tournament from Churchland High School. We want to thank our entire team from William Warfield in the truck, Mark Davis on the floor from WGNT, Joe Allen on camera, Rob Burlingame and the gang on the floor with the camera shots too. For our partners in Matt Jones and Daniel Sokolowski, this is Matthew Hatfield signing off from Portsmouth, Virginia. We say good night, and we'll talk to you on Saturday from the 71st Annual PIT. So long, everyone.